What's up, everyone? I'm James Baney, and I am here on the day that The Mandalorian Season 3 has dropped. So, first of all, I know you're all here, very excited about The Mandalorian, but thanks so much for dropping by to watch The Bad Batch reaction show as we talk about Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 11, Metamorphosis. So keep in mind, this is a spoiler review, so I will be talking about that giant Zillo Beast. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to get started right away because I thought this episode was amazing. I had so much fun with it. I think it goes into that category of technically this seems sort of like it could be filler. I don't want to say that because it's not filler to me. None of these episodes are filler to me, so stop saying that. It's not filler. None of it's filler. It's all fun. It's all another adventure with the Bad Batch. Some of it has ties to bigger things in Star Wars, but all of it is about the Bad Batch, and it's fun, and it's good. This is also one of those episodes, not filler in my opinion, and just it really builds on the lore. So if that's what you're looking for, this is the episode for you. It's a fun, not filler episode that has all sorts of scary elements and thrilling elements, and it felt like the movie Alien, obvious homages there all over the place. I didn't know what was happening I didn't know what the creature was. I kind of remember seeing Zillo Beast things in the trailer, but I didn't put together when I saw the small animal, when the small version of it, that this was maybe where it was leading. But overall, all in all, I thought this was a killer episode that was just awesome all around. Not to mention, too, we're also talking about picking up where the last season ended, right? So we have Mount Tantiss, right, which is mostly old lore with Thrawn and all that, and they're kind of bringing it into new canon officially with season 1, but now we're seeing the results of that. We're seeing that plane land and figure out what's going on with all that, and we know that this is some type of storage facility. This is where they plan on keeping the Zillo Beast. They probably have other crazy things. So in a way, it's sort of like Rogue One. It's this Scarif base, where they keep all these secrets, and it's not very heavily guarded, but we're getting another look at those commando stormtroopers that, again, are also Legends continuity being brought in. Again, season 1, but now we're getting to see a lot more of them in this episode in season 2. And I'm really excited about everything that we're learning about this world and could potentially be the purpose. The only thing I'm scared of with all of this is that Bad Batch and Mandalorian both tend to put out a lot of stuff where they're like, check this out, and then we don't really ever learn anything more about it. There's still like hang-ups to last season with Bad Batch where I'm like, I don't know that they're ever going to talk about that. They just went to this facility where these tubes of creatures or aliens or people or clones or something in the tubes, and I just don't think they're ever going to touch on it again. But I mean, we'll see. I don't know. What do you guys think about something like that? Let me know in the comments. We should also take a second and talk about Dr. Hemlock. As far as I know, he's a new character. I don't think we've seen him before in canon, but he seems to be sort of a new big bad to maybe replace Rampart. At least for the rest of the season, he seems to be at the head of this organization on Tantiss, and he seems to be someone who continually pushes characters we like into situations that, are not very good, and that's, Nala Se and Lama Su, and, he's definitely someone who works with the Empire well and is pushing the limits of what he has and utilizing his power. I don't know. I'm really interested in this character. He seems like he's got it all together, and he seems very Thrawn and Tarkin-ish in the sense that he seems very intelligent and has it together. He's not really threatened. He's not worried. He's like, oh, I have a backup plan for the backup plan for the backup plan. So I'm interested to see what Dr. Hemlock has to offer. Do you guys like him? Do you think this is a formidable villain? But we got to get back to the Zillo Beast because that thing is awesome. And every scene in the initial ship I loved. I thought it was awesome the way that the camera was angled and how it was shot and the lighting and the music. There was like heartbeat moments, like beating boom, 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 boom moments in the music. So shout out to the Kiners. It's like so much came together at the beginning of that, and as it went through the forest and towards the village, I just felt like I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what this thing is. It seems crazy. But then when it got on the power plant, started eating more of it, and then they said it could transform, I was like, is this thing a Zillo Beast? And then they cut right to it, and that's when it's supposed to be more of a reveal. Yes, it is, and it's this giant thing, and man, that thing is powerful. Man, it's crazy. I know we've seen Anakin and a bunch of other Jedi go up against a Zillo Beast before, but you always got to remember there was that time when Kylo Ren single-handedly took down a Zillo Beast by jumping into its mouth and cutting his way out. I'm not exactly sure how that worked, considering the armor, the skin was like against lightsabers and all that, but that's what happened in the comics, so it's canon. But you gotta love a Zillo Beast and how they reacted to it. They brought in the ship to shoot it down or basically like knock it out, and then they grabbed it and took it back to its thing. It just felt so sci-fi. It felt like Godzilla. And I know Zillo Beast is an obvious comparison to Godzilla, but I'm talking about the sense where they usually will take like this giant creature that's attacking the city, and they the good guys are always like, we have to kill it, we have to destroy it or whatever, and then like the bad guys and the scientists or the government or whatever are always trying to capture it and take it to a facility, and they're like, oh my god, you don't capture this thing, you don't try to restrain it and study it, you just get rid of it, right, kind of thing. But I don't know, the Bad Batch at that point didn't know that they weren't trying to capture it and put it back on its planet or something, but obviously we know what's going on. I think the Bad Batch knows what's going on, right? There's some nefarious act to this, and of course my boy Tech figures it all out, and he says there's a lot more going on here, and it all just sets up so much cool stuff. I love this part of Star Wars, and I hope you guys too. You must. That's why you're here watching Bad Batch Reaction Show. But we've got more episodes to go, a few more. Now we are lined up with The Mandalorian, which is interesting. So every single week, you're going to have to make that choice. Mandalorian, Bad Batch. I don't know which one you guys are going for, but as long as you watch The Bad Batch, you can always come here because I'm going to be talking about it. Spoilers and all. Let's have the discussion. Put all your stuff in the comments and make sure to keep watching the episodes. You can do that by subscribing. You can do it by clicking the bell. You can do it by just being nice and coming back and watching us, giving the thumbs up and all that. But every week for Bad Batch episodes, I'll be here talking about it with you guys. So I will see you next week for episode 12. See you later.